Are high insurance rates dragging you down? Call Randy King at 817-226-5464.
We have head coach Randy Allen. Coach, can you introduce your front three here?
Okay, this is Ben Corwin, number 16. This is Whit Whitfield, intercepted the last pass. Reagan Reynolds, starting left tackle. This is Hudson Clark. I think Hudson had a turnover. This is Benner Page, our running back. That's Prince Northrup, most valuable defensive player. He and Chandler were. And that's Chandler Morris, our quarterback. Prince is defensive end.
Open it up for questions.
Coach, what are your just first impressions of winning this game again?
First impressions is it's amazing how difficult it is to get back here 3 times in a row, and you know, our players and coaches met every challenge. We had a really close game with John Tyler in the quarterfinals. It kind of gave us a belief that we could get it done again, and they just again met every challenge, and we were very blessed to be healthy enough to have enough players ready to win today.
You know, last year, you had your game against Manville, it was close. This year you guys kind of came out and took the lead early on and, played with a lot of confidence. How did you feel about going with your team going into today's game? Do you feel like they were confident and ready to go?
Well, I thought we were peaking at the right time. I thought we played our best game last week against Denton Ryan. And so I was looking for a, improved performance today. And we did some really good things today. They're a tough football team and very good on defense and got some playmakers on offense. So it was a hard-fought victory, and I thought Shadow Creek had a great team, and I thought Coach Butler did a great job getting them ready for this game.
Your offense gets a lot of credit, obviously, for valid reasons, but your defense has been able to come in clutch, shutting down the offense of the playmakers you said today at Shadow Creek. What can you say about the performance that they put together over the past few weeks to help get you guys to this moment?
Well, defense wins championships, and our guys in the fourth quarter, they won it. They came up with a turnover at the end, and they held them out of the end zone and kept us in the game when it was could have gotten really close. So I'm just really proud of them. They played great on defense.
Prince, this question is for you. That was a dynamic quarterback, fast, that they had on the other team. What was it like chasing him around, and what was the game plan this week coming in?
The game plan this week was just trying to keep him contained because we all know he was fast. Not trying to pretty much give him the edge. So, we kind of just stay in our rush lanes, do our jobs, and just play fast, play physical.
Ben, that was, a mad move. I kind of saw you put the circle or something like that. Just kind of speak on, what was going through your mind on that play.
Before the play, I kind of told Chandler if I'm one-on-one out there, don't be afraid to throw it out there. And that was in the huddle, and Chandler has every trust in me. And then I think it was Drew Dodge took the receiver out, or Bennett Brown took the corner out with that. So, it was Paxton Anderson. He had a great block, and I just kind of stopped, spun. I don't know, just kind of fun with it out there, but it's just kind of worked. I guess click the B button.
Yeah, talk about your chemistry with Ben and the rest of your team.
Wait, repeat the question. Sorry.
Talk about your chemistry with your receivers.
I have trust for almost all of my receivers. We all summer and off season we'd go out there and throw. It doesn't matter if it's 110 degrees. We're going to be on the turf throwing outside, and it's just a sweat equity, I guess. And we just all just work hard together in the summer and in the off season.
Chandler, this season, you've said it before that, a lot of credit goes to Coach Allen and his play calling. This season started off with Coach Allen retiring for 3 weeks. When that happened, what was going through your head knowing that it was your time to be the varsity starting quarterback and, Coach Allen might have not been there?
It was a tough, I think, 2.5, 3 weeks when he was gone. We showed our leadership, really showed up then. They had to step up and show leadership, and it was pretty surprised. It was a big surprise when he came back, I'm not gonna lie, but we were all excited when he came back.
How did being a coach's son prepare you for moments like this during the playoffs and these type of games today?
You live around the game so much, and seeing the players and the success that my dad's players would have, it really drove me to go to be the best of my ability and to try and go do what they do. I looked up to them so much, and just being around the game, it helped a ton, just in everything, just the small things.
Hey, Whit, can you take me through the last interception that sealed it and what you saw?
Yes, sir. It was scramble drill because the quarterback, he got out of the pocket. My guy was initially, he was running, I'm not sure, but it was some sort of deep route, so I was trying to stay over the top. We were trying to give him everything short, but keep everything deep. We didn't want to give that up. So when he got out of the pocket, my guy kind of shut it down to break back to the ball, and I got a good jump on it. I saw it pretty early. And then I just stepped in front of the ball, and it got made an interception, I guess.
What was going through your head, obviously, when you make that pick, knowing the moment, knowing that you guys were going to three-peat?
I was just speechless. It meant so much to do that for like my team and my senior class, and to make the three-peat was meant so much to all of us, and I'm just so proud of like my whole teammates. It was awesome.
Coach Allen, this is for you. First year that UILs used instant replay, you guys had a touchdown taken away. What are your thoughts on the use of instant replay? Do you like it, or?
I think it took way too long, and obviously I didn't like it because we thought we scored, and our receiver thought he scored, and the official thought he scored, but instant replay determined that we didn't score.
Finn, talk about the catch. Did you feel like you kept control of it in the end zone?
I mean, I personally thought I caught it the whole time. I popped right up with the ball in my hands, and seeing it in my arm, the ball was under my arm on the replay, so I never saw the ball move, and it felt tough in that whole time. I came up, popped right up with the ball. So personally, I think it was a catch, and my teammates as well. So I think it was some calls were missed.
Hey Chandler, I got a chance to ask you earlier this year. Are you starting to feel like your foot is starting to get a little bit bigger in that John Stevens shoe now that you got your first win in the state championship?
I give credit to all my teammates and my coaches. No, I hear that a lot now, but no, I don't. I'm just gonna put my head down and keep working, and we got another season, and we're gonna try and go get another.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of great players today on your team. One guy that was suited up was James Highland, who didn't play towards ACL, senior captain. What does a win like this, and ever since he did tear his ACL, what does it mean to get him a win like this, even though he couldn't play?
He's our brother. We are a family out there on the team, and just to win it for him, and then we also had Andrew Bonnet and Drew Scott go down, and those three guys were key contributors, and they were, heck of players out there. Just to win it for them, and their last memory in a Scott uniform is us winning state is the best feeling, knowing we can do it for them. It's a family bond, a family tradition here, and that's what just an amazing feeling.
And Prince, on that note, Patrick had to step up before Lyborn, and today you made a bunch of plays on the 1 yard line. You made a big stop. He had a sack. He was racing after the quarterback today. It blitzed you all day. It seemed like, how big was his performance today and just his adjustment into that role to be a starter?
He's big because when James went down, he had to step up, play a big role in our defense, playing linebacker and make a bunch of tackles. I kind of just told him, don't let the pressure get to you. Just play your game, do your job, and you'll be fine. And he came out there, he's been getting a lot better throughout the weeks. Been watching him go through practices, he's been getting a lot better. And he finally stepped out, had a bunch of great tackles today, helped our friend win the victory and stop himself.
It's a question for Hudson. You seem to come up with a big interception, in big games the last couple of years here. Can you talk about your knack of making big plays when your team really going to need you?
It's just we work on ball drills every week in practice. It's come natural to all the DBs because we come through in big times, and it's amazing to get the opportunity to do that.
Coach Allen.
Go ahead. I'll go to the back.
This is for the players. Getting a three-peat or even more championships in a row. It's only been done 18 times in the state of Texas. Anybody want to put that into perspective?
I think words can't describe what that means for us. We've been working so hard, and that's not just this year grinding since January. This is years of work. And back to touching on James Lyborn, we've been playing football since 3rd grade together. So, I'm wearing his towel right here. He's always with us on the field, and I think words just can't describe what that means. And they say leave it better than you found it, and I think we did that today.
Coach Allen, would you mind touching on that idea too, the fact that you could win for guys like James and other guys who couldn't play today?
Well, injuries are always the part of the game you don't like, and we've had some really good players that went down to ACL injuries, and one went down to broken clavicle. But when we win it, they all get to share in the glory, and they all get to share in the victory, and it's a great feeling when everybody feels a part of the win, and everybody feels a part of it, because they gave a lot of themselves to get us to the point as a teammate, you know, to get here to this point. And we miss them, but we're glad they got to share in the victory today. We're glad we have a philosophy of next man up too, because we have a lot of guys that fill in and do great jobs in their place.
Obviously, this season started off with your retirement announcement. Do you plan to coach next year?
Yes.
Coach Allen.
Next question. Yeah, go ahead.
John Stevens last year, especially, he was kind of the premier performance of that whole weekend. I mean, he led the teams that put this program back on the map after a while since Stafford 1-1. I think you said at the beginning of the year that you thought Chandler had a chance to be the next in line of great quarterbacks to be coached. How do you think did that kind of come to fruition today?
Well, winning a state championship is part of being a great quarterback, and until Chandler did that, all these comparisons would have been needless. John Stevens took our team to 2 state championships. Chandler's had the opportunity to take this team to 1 championship. So it doesn't diminish John Stevens' performance. His performance last year was unbelievable, but Chandler did a wonderful job with his football team. And I'll say this about both John Stevens and Chandler, is that they're only as good as their teammates, and they had a great team surrounding them, and that's what makes any quarterback successful.
Final question. So you guys, or most of you guys coming in, you were kind of replacing the people behind you who were able to win 2 state championships, but now you're able to do that on your own, right, as either juniors or coming into even your role more so as seniors. What does that mean for you guys to be able to do it on your terms as, either pre-seniors in your senior year or juniors really first team and getting your big shot? And what do you think to be able to allow you to do it?
It's a great feeling just knowing that when we were, like Reagan said, 3rd and 4th grade, watching the Scots growing up, and they're superheroes out there. When you meet them, it's just, you're shocked. And that's the feeling that we're trying to get to, is just, like Reagan also said, leave it better than you found it. And, just being able to follow in our roles and do what we can, is not trying to do too much, is what it means to be a Scot, is doing your job and trusting the 10 other men on the field. It's an 11-man army out there on offense and defense.
Thanks, you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.